Let's compare the contrast effect and bandwagon effect. The contrast effect is a psychological phenomenon where the perception of a stimulus is influenced by the presence or recent exposure to another stimulus. For example, if you try a small coffee and then a big coffee, the big one seems even larger because of the smaller contrast. So, the contrast effect is about how our perception of something is influenced by what we've experienced or seen right before it. The bandwagon effect is a psychological phenomenon in which people do something primarily because other people are doing it, regardless of their own beliefs, which they may ignore or override. This tendency of people to align their beliefs and behaviors with those of a group is also called a herd mentality. Please kindly like, share and subscribe. Thank you.
Discover the fascinating impact of mass behavior on individual decision-making, known as bandwagon effect, and how it shapes various aspects of our lives. Bandwagon effect is a social phenomenon where individuals tend to adopt certain behaviors, beliefs, or trends simply because many others are doing the same. It's like jumping on a bandwagon, joining a group or trend because it seems popular, rather than because of genuine belief. Imagine being at a concert where everyone around you starts standing up and cheering for a song. The excitement of crowd might prompt you to do the same, even if you didn't initially feel like it. This effect can influence various aspects of life, from fashion trends, consumer choices to political opinions and social behaviors. During elections, bandwagon effect can be powerful. If a candidate gains momentum, more people might support them simply because they seem to be winning. Similarly, on social media, the number of likes or shares can trigger bandwagon effect, leading people to engage with content simply because it's popular. Understanding bandwagon effect helps us recognize when our decisions might be influenced by the herd mentality. It encourages critical thinking and individual evaluation rather than blindly following the crowd.
Today, we will talk about the bandwagon effect. The bandwagon effect is a psychological phenomenon in which people do something primarily because other people are doing it, regardless of their own beliefs, which they may ignore or override. This tendency of people to align their beliefs and behaviors with those of a group is also called a herd mentality. The bandwagon effect arises primarily from psychological and sociological factors. People are biologically programmed to be social and like to be part of a group. Behaving the same way a group does can lead to belonging and acceptance. People also like to be on the winning team and to signal their social identity. To do so, they adopt the behavior of the group around them, and that behavior begins to seem desirable or normal due to proximity and repetition. The human brain uses shortcuts, known as heuristics, to make decisions more efficiently. One of these shortcuts is looking at what other people are doing. If enough people are following a trend, repeating a statement, or making the same decision, your brain will assume that it's the correct decision to make. Economically, this can make sense, as it allows you to economize on the costs of gathering information by relying on the knowledge and opinions of others. Repetition can also affect what people believe to be true. People tend to believe claims are more true if they have been exposed to them more. This is why advertisements, propaganda, and false news all work. They expose people to the same idea over and over. This is known as the illusory truth effect. The bandwagon effect can be seen in different areas of everyday life. It can be seen in everyday social behavior, such as smoking because your friends smoke or exercising because your friends exercise. It is also often at work in the fields of politics, consumer behavior, and finance. In politics, the bandwagon effect might cause citizens to vote for the person who appears to have more popular support because they want to belong to the majority. Consumers often economize on the cost of gathering information and evaluating the quality of consumer goods by relying on the opinions and purchasing behavior of other consumers. The bandwagon effect has been identified in behavioral economics as well. Investing in financial markets can be especially vulnerable to bandwagon effects because not only will the same kind of social, psychological, and information economizing factors occur, but additionally the prices of assets tend to rise as more people jump on the bandwagon. Minimizing the bandwagon effect can be a difficult process. Groupthink is difficult to escape, as are the biases that humans are socially prone to having. There are 3 steps you can take to minimize the bandwagon effect. The term bandwagon stems from the 1848 U.S. presidential election. During Zachary Taylor's successful campaign, a popular performance clown invited Taylor to join his circus bandwagon. The bandwagon effect itself is a neutral phenomenon. Whether following the behavior of others is positive or negative depends on the behavior being followed. The bandwagon effect is a phenomenon in which people start doing something because everybody else seems to be doing it. It can be caused by psychological, social, and economic factors. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. The bandwagon effect is when people start doing something because everybody else seems to be doing it. 2. The bandwagon effect can be attributed to psychological, social, and economic factors. 3. The bandwagon effect originates in politics, where people vote for the candidate who appears to have the most support because they want to be part of the majority. 4. The bandwagon effect can also impact consumer spending and investing decisions. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.